this is the statement. Then the question comes up, what is the internal enemy? And at that point we quote Benito Mussolini. What is fascism? Fascism is when the corporations and government come together. Okay, that's the basic step. All right, fascism is not one single form. That basic engine that drives it, the government and the corporation together as a unit, functioning, hegemony, giving complete ideological sense to the entire culture of the society, varies. There are many forms of it. So we have one form in Italy with Sons of the Wolf, the ideology, there's always an ideology that goes with it. Germany, the Aryan race. In Spain, the Catholic Church, the Phalange, very similar in Portugal, and so on. So what is it in this country? American exceptionalism. This is the land that pioneered freedom and democracy. All you have to do is work hard, no matter what your station is originally, work hard, follow the rules, and you too can come to the top. Okay, that's the basic element. Now I'm going to cut through as fast as I can some things that actually happened, memoirs. The people that suffered most from the Great Depression, 25% unemployment, and you people are familiar with the Great Recession, which had less than that. And I'm talking young people, 5 to about 15 years older than I, finished high school if they were lucky. High school was not compulsory. Right into it, and they were lost, really. A whole generation. My cousin Claude, who is 14 years older than was an excellent example. That's in there. Okay, 1930s in this country, we had all sorts of people sympathetic with Mussolini's Italy, Hitler's Germany, and so on. Cut it very short. American corporations were the biggest single investors in Nazi Germany. That includes General Electric, General Motors, Ford, DuPont, and so on. There was a whole ideological, people who were Nazis were not bike riders and so on. They were middle class people, clean cut and so on, listened to Wagnerian opera. German-American Buden could fill Madison Square Garden with banners and all the rest. I've been exposed to American First, the German-American Buden, the silver shirts, you name it. Growing up, Huey Long's Share the Wealth program, and Huey said, when fascism comes to America, it come under the term pure 100% Americanism. All right, now we come down to the beginning of World War II. We still had over 12% unemployment in this country. And within 18 months, we created a tremendous labor shortage, and we're bringing in immigrants and so on from Mexico. And the first Mexican I ever saw was during the Second World War. They were coming in. Groseros, that means arms, doesn't it? Women went to work, all of the rest of it, and so on. And it ended. We had an acute labor shortage within 18 months, built thousands of houses to house people and so like Vanport and on across. Many of them are very good. They're still standing, all of the Sunset area in Renton, Washington. So, okay, so all of this particular thing occurred. No one ever wanted World War II to end. Now I've got to say something about the dedication under Roosevelt's New Deal to young people. They were to be taken care of beyond anything else. And so all sorts of programs came out, and I won't elaborate on them for that. And it comes around the end of World War II, Well, by the way, 1946 at our smaller state colleges and so on were tuition free. That may shock you. Okay. So young people are a special concern. And we have to think back. I asked people, what was World War II all about? Name the 4 freedoms. Do you know what they were? The ones that enumerated by President Roosevelt in January 1941. Freedom of speech, freedom of belief, freedom from want, freedom from fear. Okay, there we have them. This, and I'm not going to elaborate on the implications of it. Then we come back to the next thing, World War II, the objectives. Peacetime, what were they? They were this, have you heard of it? The Second Bill of Rights? How many people here heard of that discussed in your schools and so on? Second Bill of Rights. All right, what was it? This was Roosevelt's State of the Union address in 1944. In effect, it said there was to be no more 1/3 of a nation ill-housed, ill-fed, and ill-cared for. That was to end. Furthermore, young people were taken care of, were given a GI Bill, which I got. And I hate to think what would have happened to me without. So what was there? Free education from preschool through college and university, health care from womb to tomb, a basic floor under every American family, freedom from want, basic income there. So they couldn't fall through, they could live in respect and dignity. All right. What do we have today? Nothing infuriates me more than seeing people homeless. And I'm not going to go on from that. What we have is basically fascism. I'm going to skip through to the end. Donald Trump is a non-entity. You have to look at the dynamics, which is a military-industrial machine which grinds on. There was never any concern about disarmament after World War II. The whole focus of America from its very inception has been expansion. And in our summer edition of Peace in This Time, they covered that very well as Henry Wallace's statement Vice President Henry Wallace, in April of 1944, when he was still Vice President. His article that he wrote for the New York Times on fascism in America. All right, and I'm going to cut it a little shorter. What we have here is essentially today the garrison state of Harold Lasswell, sociologist that he wrote in January of 1941. All right, when I say forget about Trump, he's not going to do a lot of things you think he's doing. The key people, there's a trio in his administration are John Kelly, who is the guy that greets all of the people that come out. What do we call that?
Chief of Staff.
Yeah, the Chief of Staff. This is late, I'm tired, and I'm 91 plus. Okay, John Kelly. Then Mad Dog James Mattis, Secretary of Defense. And yes. McMaster, I've forgotten what he does, but he's the advisor.
Intelligence.
What?
He's the intelligence.
Intelligence, okay. Critical people. We reach a real climax. These guys put up with no crap at all. They're capable of just stepping in there and running the whole outfit. You'll have to read my book.
Thank you, Will.